people have big plans after school. You know what Elliot's gonna do? Jeff, too. Elliot's at work on a book report using
This is what a computer looked like back then.
Check's Color Computer 3. It hooks up.
2 more great reasons to come to Highland Superstores by Saturday. 1.
And this brick-looking object is what a phone looked like as well. Concepts of the first modern computer came about in 1936 by a man named Alan Turing. However, it wasn't until 1946 when the very first digital computer's construction came to completion. Fast forward to 46 years later, the world's very first mobile phone was created. Different from what a cell phone looks like today, it weighed about 2 pounds and allowed the user to have 30 minutes of call time. From then on, technological advances continued, and from 1997 to now, all sorts of social media have emerged. With all the technology and apps, it can be considered that people are able to connect with each other more easily than ever before. In fact, we're in an era where almost everybody has cell phones or a computer. There were intentions that people would be able to socialize more through screens.
I think it helps us communicate with each other better because it's everybody has phones, internet, right? And it makes it actually easier for them to talk with other people in a wider area compared to just like talking in person.
I use technology as a daily. I use Instagram, Snapchat to contact my friends, and if I didn't have that, I'd probably be at home alone, especially during breaks. I wouldn't be able to contact them to let's hang out.
Yet despite that, why would an article like this surface the internet? Well, it's actually because there's evidence to support that. In a past study done, you can see that there's a correlation between social interaction and electronic media use. While social interaction goes down, electronic media use goes up.
Based on a poll that we took ourselves, more people chose that technology makes us more alone than not. We excluded those that chose 50-50.
Even experts like Sherry Turkle, a professor of the social studies of science and technology at MIT, are commenting on this matter.
Mom, you will rock. Over the past 15 years, I've studied technologies of mobile communication, and I've interviewed hundreds and hundreds of people, young and old, about their plugged-in lives. Those little devices in our pockets, are so psychologically powerful that they don't only change what we do, they change who we are.
People had even begun to fear this before technology's uprise.
Sooner or later, technology will take over our lives. Instead of making it usable for a right purpose, we become dependent on technology and slowly change our characteristic that leads to an addiction.
I have 422 friends, yet I am lonely. This quote would be significant today, because while many of us may have hundreds of friends or followers, the majority of those people don't even know us on a personal level. So while you might have hundreds of followers, that might just be a simple number. So with the uprise of technology, being alone together is more common than you think. So while people may be together on their phone or watching a movie, it's not really considered being together because you're not socializing nor creating human connections. It disregards a person's natural need for intimacy. We took the topic of isolation from technology to the public, and along with the interview shown in the beginning of the video, here were the rest.
Bro, do you think technology is isolating us from the real world?
I do. I think it's a double-edged sword. I think technology can bring you closer to family members that are far away, out of the country or out of the state. But however, I think that when people are occupied with technology, they're not really making deep connections with people that they're with at that time. I think it's become more of like a storytelling than story living. So people are more occupied about how many likes they get on their Facebook status or Instagram rather than developing like a meaningful relationship with someone. So the friendships are very superficial and they're not having that human interaction connection that they really need to make a very good friendship happen.
Gilmore, do you think technology is slowly isolating us from the real world?
Yes, I do believe that technology is isolating us from the real world because the key to social interaction and building relationships is by real life interaction.
Tia, do you think technology is slowly isolating us from the real world?
I believe that technology sometimes distracts a lot of people, just like millennials, taking away at like the table or just hanging out with friends. But at the same time, I talk to my family and friends through technology, so it's kind of a yes and no answer for me.
Some may argue that when they are using their phones connecting to others, they may feel less lonely. Although they may feel emotionally or mentally less lonely, it doesn't erase the fact that they are isolating themselves from society. By doing this, they would have less social skills, develop social anxiety, and grow an unhealthy addiction. It's nice to go browsing on the internet once in a while, but it is also beneficial when you go outside and interact with the things around you. You may think that you are socializing online, but in reality, you're not. Online, it is very easy to mask who you really are and show what you want to show, whereas face-to-face contact would create intimacy and a beneficial relationship.
If we do not address this issue now, communication as we know it will slowly begin to change until soon enough, what we think of socializing will be completely different for the future generations. It is up to us and future generations to be able to preserve the art of interaction. It's up to us if we want to start now or never.